The incongruity that a relationship master may be encountering critical conjugal difficulties himself has, without a doubt, provoked public curiosity, while the persuasive couple attempted to relieve the developing bits of gossip anyway. That all may not be pretty much as quiet as it appears to be in this contention, which has as of late turned into all the rage a huge member has surfaced by reports. The Guardian at the focal point of this debate is William Enormous Blast Freeman, who has safeguarded Steve Harvey for a long time, yet Freeman's cases that he has data could see Marjorie removed from the family home and perhaps make ready for the well-known host's fourth marriage preceding his experience with Harvey. He was supposedly engaged with questionable exercises and taking advantage of ladies to lift his confidence and authority. Now that Freeman gives off an impression of being after a sizable payday, by taking steps to deliver compromising photographs, he imperils Steve and Marjorie's marriage, as well as the standing of the Steve Harvey family. All in all, master in Men and Connections. Apparently, Marjorie wasn't ready for a particularly tempestuous turn. When she began her supposed extramarital undertakings, she wouldn't believe that Steve's vocation or notoriety should endure, particularly given that his significant profit pay for her excessive excursions and way of life from the second Steve looked at Marjorie. Clearly basic burger joint dates and oceanside dates weren't enough for him. He put forth a ton of attempt to prevail upon her and win her friendship, since he realized that strolling alone wouldn't be sufficient to dazzle her. Steve regularly recollects Marjorie with affection and discusses the underlying science they shared. The show finished. However, Steve and Marjorie didn't begin associating as expected until 2005. While the timing seemed ideal, Steve, for the people who may not recollect that he had as of late finished his second union with Mary Shackelford, and the separation was undeniably challenging. Mary requested $60 million from Harvey, blaming the television superstar for youngster danger and agreement break. She likewise guaranteed that Steve had removed her from their kids, sending her into a condition of despairing and constraining her to depend on drugs. It's conceivable that the guardian who assisted Steve and Marjorie with rejoining is a similar one who is presently supposed to have had an illicit relationship with Marjorie, and who is purportedly compelling them with proof, except if he's paid, regardless of the multitude of hardships. With Mary, Steve wound up single again. Steve conceded as much in 2005. That with an end goal to safeguard their standing, the couple may as of now have consented to his requests because of the recently uncovered combative disclosures. Steve Harvey has experienced harsh criticism via online entertainment, and many are presently questioning his certifications as a relationship expert. There is a developing conviction that Steve might have acted seriously in picking Marjorie as his fantasy lady. A buddy one net is ready, assuming a lady is related with both a man and is overall. It is fitting to keep away from her, since her steadfastness might be an uncertainty. Think about this for your impending book. Numerous relationship specialists and marriage mentors don't try to do they say others should do yet. It seems like Steve could, as per one more client, since Steve is the objective of the claims and potential coercion. Many individuals are hypothesizing that Marjorie and the Guardian might have teamed up from the very start. Review that Steve is by and large seen as the casualty in this situation, and that Marjorie and the protector might have placed their confidence in some unacceptable individuals. The family fight have reviewed when my protector gave me his telephone back in 2005. I had no clue about who was on the opposite end, yet I quickly perceived your voice checking it as the feature of my reality. From that significant second, this very protector was vital in bringing Steve and Marjorie back together years after their underlying gathering. Second, even in the wake of finding out about Marjorie's entrancing and courageous past, Steve was resolute in his determination to wed her. He proposed to her before long, and his steady dedication to her was obvious when he took on every last bit of her kids Giving them his last name while furtively embracing her, too, implied bringing a tempest of contention and show into his life due to the unmistakable distinction between Marjorie's past and her current remaining as a socialite and style fashioner before she wedded Steve Expert, participated in criminal behavior with her ex Jim Townsend, who was managing the troubles that life had coming up for him. Townsend demonstrated a craving to compose a diary. Steve Harvey purportedly utilized his broad organization to forestall the distribution and advancement of Jim Townsend's forthcoming journal, sharing that a sizable piece was composed while he was detained and indicating that it would uncover Marjorie's contribution in their unlawful dealings and her close call from discipline for understanding the challenges it would cause for the two of them. Jim was at first resolved about unveiling everything, saying my journal is finished. 66% of it was composed while I was detained. I will share my story, without her insight anyway, in later discussions in regards to his book. Jim indicated Marjorie's foul play, however, he vowed to conceal specific subtleties. Jim and Steve Marjorie are as of now managing one more embarrassment because of their significant other's questionable direct to serve their youngsters. They have estimated that a sizable amount of money would have been moved between them to ensure Jim's circumspection, a move Steve barely attempted to disguise. Steve Harvey is still close by and is thinking about conversing with the circumstance protector who takes steps to disclose implicating pictures of Marjorie. Given that Steve Wyatt and his second ex supposedly capitalize on their leverage to finish things in the past, getting her momentarily detained, it wouldn't be stunning assuming he burned through a lot of cash to dispose of any proof of their relationship. The alleged contact among Marjorie and the Guardian, we can stand by to perceive how Steve and Marjorie answer the Guardian's intentions to distribute those pictures. Yet we think that the Harveys have the assets to keep their skeletons hid. Some recommended that this outrage could be Steve's reprisal for revealed infidelity during his earlier marriage. We are in general mindful of the background exercises in media outlets, so we should simply trust the bodyguard is protected before the book's delivery. One web client noticed that just when you're forced to bear selling out, do you really comprehend the aggravation of bamboozling? We'd very much want to get your point of view on this. Do you see a distressing future for Steve and Marge's wounds? Or will they figure out how to continue on as we sit tight for additional disclosures? One contemplates whether this could be the unwinding of Harvey Copley, or then again assuming they'll figure out how to arrange it with the protector to keep those photos out of the public eye. Meanwhile, look at my different recordings for additional cheeky subtleties on the Harvey family's tangled undertakings. That is all that for the present. Gratitude for watching. I'll be back soon with additional data. When she and her sweetheart showed up in practically no time, he unexpectedly finished the show. When he saw that I had quit breathing, I showed up at the house as the man was cooking chicken, and she was down front with her better half. I quit breathing when I saw her. And there were different days when I didn't. You realize you didn't lay your cash on it. Thus she went along. She was simple wish to rise. I asked God not to awaken me, since he was definitely not a decision any longer. Yet some of the time you need to set it wrong up to take care of business. In light of the fact that once you commit an error you gain from it, he wasn't a choice any longer. Yet some of the time you need to get it wrong. It was as of now not a choice to set it wrong up to hit the nail on the head. Yet when you set it wrong up to take care of business you gain from it.